Hello and welcome to another edition of Herbalicious Alchemy, the show where we receive a divine message from the Akashic Records, mix it with a tarot card and an essential oil to help you to move forwards in your life or your business. As always, I'm joined by the beautiful Sally Ann Fisher. Hi, Sally Ann.
Hi, Susie.
Exciting day today. We have yet another message from the Akashic Records. So, this week's message was a very much about community. So, as I stepped into the Akashic Records, I felt like I was surrounded, right? Like in a positive way, surrounded with this community. So, a community of guides was around me spiritually, but I also felt that this week's message was very much about building a community, a physical community. Now, last week on the podcast, we spoke about being supported and that you're not alone, and you have that spiritual community around you. But this week I felt it was a very, very physical message that we need love and support around us in this physical realm to help us to move forwards. Like the time is changing. We're going through this evolution. We're growing, we're expanding. There's a lot going on energetically. And it's important that we have a community around us to ground us, to guide us, to love us, to support us, and be those cheerleaders that we sometimes need, especially as entrepreneurs. We can kind of cut ourselves off a little bit, get diving into our work. And the entrepreneurial journey can be lonely unless you've got a good spirit, a good physical community around you. So they have said that collectively you're rising, changing, and evolving. And as you go through this process, a supportive community or a support team in whatever form that looks like for you is going to be really, really important. Know that your spiritual team and the spiritual realm are there, and you can ask them to guide you to the best support team for you or the best community for you, right? And be open to that awareness of the different, perhaps, Facebook groups that are coming in or different opportunities with community that are available for you. Physical relationships are really, really important, right? And I kept feeling that they were stressing this. And I know personally that I like to be a hermit and I like to be at home alone. And community is really, really important. So I know that personally, I'm being pushed into building more of a community. I want to have a community, but I want to be the leader of the community, if that makes sense. Um, so I am stepping out of my comfort zone now to be part of different communities.
I love that, Susie. I really love that because I feel like, yeah, you like to be at home and safe, and you feel like you're being pushed to step out and join some communities and have that sense of belonging. And I feel like I know that I love being I love to know that I belong to a group. I love to know that people want me to be around. I actually need to feel that people want me in their group. And
Mm.
so I have a different feeling. I feel like at the moment I'm being pushed to create more groups, to create more communities, to bring people in, to find the stragglers. Like don't suffer on your own. Come and join us. You're welcome here.
Absolutely. And that's really what the message was about, is about us collectively creating communities where you can ask for help, where you can ask for support, where you can ask for guidance, and all of these things, especially as the times are changing. And working as an entrepreneur, things are different, that different ways for us to show up, and community is at the heart of that as well. So if you don't have a community, build one or join one, was the message. Um, and having a sense of belonging is really, really important to us as humans, belonging to that family, belonging to that community, or belonging to something because it brings us security, trust, and well-being. And the last part of the message was, so join or create a community. You will thank us for it later. Which I thought was
It's
quite cool.
It's so important, Susie. I was in the military for 23 years and I loved being in the military. I knew my place, I knew what to wear, I knew how to fit in. I had wonderful people dotted all over the world, on military bases that I understood how to fit in and how to feel belonging. And it was quite an unusual feeling when I was getting to the point where I was retiring from the Air Force and I had my wellness community growing around me. And in the military, when we move from job to job to job, we move from station to station and we move from officers' mess to officers' mess and we get dined into the mess and people are told who you are and what job you're going to be doing and everybody says hello, and then at the end of your 2 or 3 years tour, somebody stands up, makes a little speech about you and thanks you for everything that you've done, and you say goodbye. And it's called dining in, dining out. And I dined out of the military, and the next week I was flying to a leadership community group with the Wellness European Convention. And it was a very small affair because it was in the early days, and we had this lovely ballroom and a dinner, and I dressed up in my number 5 uniform, and I said to everybody that this was symbolic of me leaving the military and my old community and joining my new community. And I said it out loud because I really wanted people to understand that this was my new community and I didn't have a community to fall back on, that they were my new friendship group. And this is where I was putting my heart. And you know what? The friendships in that room 10 years ago have stuck with me, have been by my side, check in on me. And that symbolism really spoke to everybody in that room.
That's
So that,
amazing.
yeah,
Absolutely amazing. So you dined in
I dined into
and you're
my
still
doTERRA
there.
wellness community physically, telling the universe what it was that I wanted to achieve, and that symbolism for me worked amazing.
That's incredible. Incredible. Community is so, so important. It really is having, family, work colleagues, anybody that you feel connected with, right? It's very much about connecting with like-minded people, right? And having things in common so that you can give that support, so that you can receive support too, right? So I wonder what the tarot card's going to be
Oh,
today.
yes, let's
Let's
see.
have a look. Okay, so I'll try and hold them high so you can see if one jumps out. But when I do that, it tends to jump on the floor. Okay, so
Oh, I saw it.
we have judgment.